Welcome, Earth elements, to your new moon in Pisces reading. The new moon in Pisces is a wonderful time to really honor your needs, to establish and maintain healthy boundaries, to find your center, and to really hit the reset button. A day before the new moon in Pisces on March 6th, Mercury stations retrograde on March 5th in the final degree of Pisces. So between March 5th and March 28th, it's a great time to just go with the flow. You have permission to take the path of least resistance because, Pisces is already mutable, it's already dreamy, very sensitive, very ethereal. And with the Mercury retrograde in Pisces, communication could become a little murky, a little confusing. So feel free to take a step back, to get centered, to go with the flow, and like I said, take the path of least resistance. The other thing that's important for Taurus is that Uranus is transiting into your sign on March 6th, the same day as the new moon. So get ready for some, earth-shattering transformation for the next 6 to 7 years. This is your time to really invest in your own growth and sign up and get on board for development and transformation in your life. Okay, so I've been shuffling these cards. I did a meditation on the earth element, on the earth signs, and let's just get into this reading. Let's sync up. All right, here we go. Ooh, I love this for you. This is your heart justice card. Something is really starting to get right, to feel right for you. Some karmic retribution, some karmic action is taking place, and it really feels like it's in your favor, like things are turning around, like things are starting to feel just, and like you're moving in the right direction, like everything is sort of lining up for you right now. You're coming out of a period of waiting. I feel like you've been waiting, you sowed your seeds, you're reaping your harvest, reaping the rewards of your efforts. You were sort of in this period of waiting for your fruit to ripen, for this thing to ripen. And now it feels like the right time. It feels like the time to move forward, to step into it and to move forward. It's ripe. It's a ripe time. What needs to be integrated? The Empress. There's a now is the time. It really feels like now is the time to step into your full glory. You are the Empress, Earth elements. You feel very comfortable here. You are very comfortable with groundedness, with beauty, with really nurturing yourselves and others. This is a very comfortable place for you to be, and it's time to step into your full glory. So really let yourself do that. Allow yourself to do that at this time. This is the foundation. It's the root. It's the Five of Wands reversed. So there may have been some conflict happening, and maybe that was the stress and the tension of that conflict was manifesting through your body. So if you were experiencing some tension, some stress, some sleepless nights, if your body was sore, if it was hurting, that was because, whatever conflict you were going through, it was really being channeled through your body. But because it's reversed, this is an energy that you're coming out of. You're resolving a lot of this conflict, whether it be mental, emotional, physical, whether it be conflict at work, conflict with in your interpersonal connections. This is something that is resolving itself. Be careful with your body. Again, make sure that you're taking care of yourself really well. Take care of all the basics. Your diet is important. Your sleep is important. Your physical activity is important. Make sure you have the basics squared away so that you can channel some of this tension and stress that is lingering. In the past, we have the Eight of Swords reversed. I feel like you were approaching a situation in the past in a way that was sort of nonsensical. It didn't make sense what you were doing, but you kept doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So as you can see in this card, at least I hope you can see this, the girl is stabbing this brick wall with swords, and the swords are breaking. And you can see there are a lot of broken swords behind her. And so she's been doing this over and over again. And the crows up here are sitting on this log way up high and sort of, cackling and laughing at her because they have a higher perspective. I feel like you were working on an issue or trying to find a solution to something in the past with methods and means that just were not getting you the results that you needed. This is how you think. These are your thoughts. This is your mind. So the Son of Swords is somebody who is very, very focused on a goal, focused on what they want, very strategic, very analytical, and also detached from the heart. So it's important that you have, that you approach your goals, that you approach what it is that you want for your future, for yourself, with strategy and with analysis. But it's also important to integrate your heart's desire into your approach. So that is the message of that card. I can see you have a very strong analysis, have a very strong strategy to getting what it is you want, to approaching your goals, and that's awesome. This is the future. It's the Six of Cups. So there's a resistance to riding this wave. Maybe it feels a little clunky, but the Six of Cups is really about catching the wave of love or energy, catching this, like being at the right time, at the right moment, and going with the flow, kind of like what we talked about with the new moon in Pisces and Mercury retrograde. Go with the flow. And this might be something that you need to work on with yourself, like really practicing letting go and practicing acceptance and reminding yourself how important it is to catch that wave and ride it to shore. So this is traditionally, 6 is the number of victory and success. So in order to experience victory and success, you're going to need to catch that wave and ride it. You're going to need to go with the flow. This is how you see yourself. That's beautiful. It's the World card. This is a completion of some sort. You're really understanding that you are at the end of something and at the beginning of something new. The end of something old, the beginning of something new. You see all of the parts. You see all of the pieces. And you see it from a 30,000 foot view. You understand how... what your role is. You understand who you are. You understand what your responsibilities are. And you feel connected to the whole. This is a very holistic card. Like, I see all the pieces. I'm connected. It's not just about me. I see how I fit into the greater picture. And again, it's a completion of some sort. So in your heart, you have justice, like setting things right. Like things are starting to feel right. And so this is your heart, and this is how you see yourself. And all of the pieces are here. I see all of the pieces. I see where I fit in. I see who I am, and I see how I fit into the whole. And it's really sort of a completion of one phase of your development and a journey into the next phase of growth. It's beautiful. This is your hopes and your fears. It's the 6 of discs. That's interesting. So this is about an equal exchange of energy. So giving and receiving. Maybe you have some concerns about giving too much. Maybe you have some blocks to receiving. Or to being receptive. Maybe you give a lot, but you don't receive much, or you don't open up to receive. This card is really speaking to the fact that in order to maintain your balance, moving forward through this month, that you are going to need to step into the equal exchange of energy, whether that's reining in your tendency to give and give and give and give, and balancing that with receiving in return, or whether you are taking more than you deserve. Maybe you are being a little self-indulgent and receiving and receiving and receiving, and cut off from your spirit of generosity. I don't see that as being the case for you all. Earth energy, earth elements, the earth signs are naturally very giving, and so I see that probably what's working in your detriment is this overgiving, oversharing, overextending yourself. And so this speaks to really like, hey, take a step back, get a massage, treat yourself, let others give to you, let others in. I mean, really, it's about vulnerability, right? It's about allowing others to care for you as much as you care for them. And that's hard to do sometimes because it does make you feel vulnerable. It does feel uncomfortable, but you know, it gets better with practice. So equal exchange of energy, hopes and fears. 6 of discs. Ooh, this is what's in your house. Hey, you can't avoid this. Some structure is falling to the ground, right? So there's a major shift in your personal belief system and these old structures that have been in place for quite some time. The structures could be your beliefs that are now really shaken to the core and disintegrating in a very sudden and transformative way. Could be an old identity that is just, you know, it's done. It's done. It's over. This old identity, this old way of doing things, these old structures, they are they're shook to the ground with this bolt of lightning, this transformative bolt of lightning. And things change. This is what's in your house. This is what's happening right now. This is your atmosphere. This is what's surrounding you. And then in your outcome, we have the Priestess of Swords. I'm going to pull 3 cards until I hit Major Arcana. If I don't hit a Major Arcana, we'll stop at the 3 cards. So we have the Priestess of Swords. I love her. And we have a Major Arcana here. We have the Strength card. Okay. This analytical, strategic approach that you're taking to whatever endeavor you're involved with right now, or to your life right now, and the detachment that you are currently in from your heart, like sort of this detachment from your heart, strategic, analytical approach, very mental energy that you embody, you will be successful and connecting with your heart here. The Priestess of Swords is somebody who is deeply wise, who has a long vision, who can see way far into the future. She has this owl that has, you know, the foresight, the ability to see into the future, the ability to see long distances. And she has great clarity that has been distilled from many years of just experiencing life, right? So she is really sitting in her power. Sitting in her power is her clarity. It's her mental clarity. It's her mental strength. The Strength card, well, speaking of strength, we have the Strength card in the final outcome. You have the inner strength that you need to pull through whatever is happening right now, like this Tower card here. This transformation that is occurring is going to require you to tap into your deep reserves of inner strength. And you have it available to you. You definitely, here we go. You might not think you have it available to you. You might feel, you might not be so connected with that knowledge, because this, again, is the Empress and the Strength card. I see these as related, and this is in your obstacle or what needs to be integrated. But do understand that you have the strength to pull through whatever this is, to manifest, to make this happen, to see this transformation through. If you liked this reading, please like my channel, subscribe to my channel, click the little bell. You'll get notifications of readings in the future. You can also follow me on Instagram at LunaSync Tarot. Tune in next week. I'm going to be doing love readings for all of the signs. That should be fun. And happy new moon in Pisces. I hope you have a beautiful March, a beautiful